technically Hogs and Heifers outpost. I want to make it clear that we were not hurt. You were extreme, so we were surprised and, yes, offended by your lengthy spewing of vitriolic hate and death-rallying venom towards us. And simply wanted the plaza to know what was going on because we did not break any contracts. Yeah, I never have ever said I had a contract with Hogs and Heifers. Also, you weren't hurt, but you were offended. You were surprised and offended at my vitriolic hatred and death-rallying venom. Now, this is insane. I guess I have to understand, like, you know, these poor women, they're running their little bar. You know, they're coyote uglying it up over there, dancing on the bar. Sometimes we forget, you know, in this Dabbleverse that we joke in like the most heinous, toxic ways. And when when somebody comes in from the outside, like, this can be shocking to them. Like, what did they say? They zoomed in on our heads. What the fuck? So it's crazy, but it lets you know again just how they're feeling it. They want to make it clear they're not hurt, but they perceived what I said about them as death rallying venom and vitriolic hatred, which is not the intention. We do a silly show over here where we just talk shit, and these are jokes. So no one wants you to die, you old nuts. No one's rallying people to spew vitriolic hatred at you. You wanted to charge me $25,000 for a venue. We think that's crazy. I think you'd make more money having people in your bar drinking all the time for days. But you disagree, and that's fine. You're allowed to do that. We did not ask for an apology, nor did we tell them to make you stop. Ask them to make you stop. Now, I never said they asked for an apology. I just decided to do that. I was being nice. Again, hatred, death rallying venom. I took it upon myself to apologize and clear up this situation. We brought it to their attention, expressing our distaste, and asked them to, you're a bar called Hogs and Heifers that's asking the community to donate antlers to hang on your wall while women dress in you know, plunging necklined t-shirts on the bar selling beer. Why don't you calm down with your distaste? Can we stop? You run an imitation dive bar. It's not even a real dive bar. It's you trying to make it. Can you come down off the high road for a second? It was distasteful. It's just insane. And then we asked them to explain to you that it was their decision to bring us in as a tenant. Do you think I don't know that? They own the building. Do you think that I'm confused about how the relationship between you and them came to be? You're renting space in their casino. I assumed they chose you to be a tenant. I'm not retarded, Michelle Dell. I mean, it's just insane. Knowing full well that we are a theme-driven bar and most definitely not likely to host events such as yours. Fair enough. You can host anything you want at your bar. Your contract is with the plaza. It's not. You don't know anything about my contract. So I'd shut the fuck up, Michelle Dell. You don't know anything about my contract or who it was with. Do you? I don't think you do. I don't think you know anything about what you're talking about. And we'll get to that. They understood that bringing in my brand meant that they would need to relocate their contract obligations for the event in the Sand Dollar space to a different venue on their property. I did not screw over anyone. I never said you screwed over anyone. I never said that. I didn't. I took a lease to operate my business, and the plaza willingly and knowingly chose to lease to me and change the venues for their contracted events. So far, it seems like we're on the same page. Although, again, I didn't have an agreement with the plaza at that point at all. I had an agreement with the Sand Dollar, but I can see how you're confused. We agreed to speak to anyone they sent our way, but we were very clear with them from the beginning of our negotiations that we don't ever close our doors to customers for private events or charge a cover to attend, because we've always been a destination location with a large following since opening in New York City, 1992. So this is the first I'm hearing of this. This was a bar in New York City since 1992. The long and storied journey of Hogs and Heifers. Okay. If you don't ever close your doors to customers for private events, then why did you offer to do it for $25,000 a day? What if I said okay? What if I said okay and paid you $75,000? Then would you close your door to customers? We'll hear the same sentiment later from Mersch, where their scruples are very, very negotiable. We don't ever close our doors to customers unless you pay what we ask. So it seems like you might. We never made any agreement with or any promise with the plaza to honor any of their event commitments for the Sand Dollar space. We told the plaza that we ask a cost-prohibitive amount to close our doors to our own customers if we do agree to host a private event. If the plaza chose not to relay that information to you ahead of time, that's on them. So now she's throwing the plaza under the bus. Again, she has no idea what the plaza and I talked about at all, but here she is saying like, oh, they must have not kept you in the loop. They must be fucking you over. But that's not true either. Perhaps it was slow on the day you came in, because I talked about being up there and peeking my head in, and it wasn't very busy. So now the woman who's not hurt at all is going to defend why the business was empty when I walked in. This is a person who doesn't care. This is a person who's not hurt. But now they want to defend themselves to why their bar was empty on the day I looked in on it. Perhaps it was slow on the day you came in. All businesses have slow days and slow seasons, and we're no exception. Come on, even Starbucks has a lull. Come on. January and February are very different in Las Vegas from March and April, which are the prime months of business. I remember this from business school. I remember this. They used to say, March and April is where you make your spread. They're the prime months for business. March and April. You're going to like the way your books look.
Their Yelp is insane. Apparently, they have a reputation of not giving back change since it's a cash-only bar, which in it of itself is crazy for a casino to have inside.
It's a cash-only bar? It's a cash-only bar? And they don't give change? That cannot be true. That simply cannot be true. I don't know who this is supposed to be. Is this Michelle Dell Ramsey, the owner of Hogs and Heifers? And a balder, less attractive version of me? I'm not going to allow it.
I was nothing but nice to this bar.
No, I didn't say that. Come on. This is what I'm saying. So imagine my surprise when I get this letter of accusing me of death rallying venom and vitriolic hatred. This is absurd. Hogs and Heifers, stop reading this post haste. Cool boy, can I get tickets to the death rally? Yes. Our slow days bring in 150 to 300 people through our doors on a given day with a boost on the weekend. I mean, first of all, what a sentence, Michelle. Our slow days brings us 150 to 300 people through the doors on a given day. I read that in like an old Jew's voice. Our slow days bring in 150 people through our doors on a given day. Again, this lady doesn't care. She's not bothered. They're not hurt, and they want to make that clear. But here they are defending. She's defending her entire business to me with stats. Our slow days seasons bring us 150 to 300 people through our doors on a given day with a boost on the weekends. This place has not been open 2 months. This place has been closed down for almost a year. Their location downtown closed almost a year ago. And they just opened up in this casino mid-January. So they've been open 2 months. And in 2 months, she knows what her slow season is and what her busy season is. She don't. You can't possibly know what the busy season brings. You've been in there for 2 months in a brand new location. Now, if these are all figures from your old bar down in the Arts District, that's fine. But you trying to transplant these numbers onto this new location is insane. During our busy days and seasons, we see 450 on the early weekdays and upwards of 800 to 1,000 customers on weekends. Last Friday alone, we had over 950 customers come to visit with us. Considering that number of people through our doors on a Friday, the amount we quoted for you to shut for a private event is not actually excessive at all. So she's saying that those 950 people basically spent $26 to $28 in the bar. No, actually she's saying way more because that would be gross. They're asking $25,000 a day, which is net profit. So to make net, given just normal bar margins, she's saying that 950 customers came in with her last Friday and spent, I guess, $50, $60 a piece. Right. Okay. Considering that number of people came through our doors on a Friday, the amount we quoted you to shut down is not excessive at all. I am sure your event is fabulous for your following, and it is your following you are focused on, just as we are focused on ours. I know this is great. Again, this woman's not hurt at all. I know you think you brought a huge business to the Sand Dollar for your event. And that may have been so for the Sand Dollar. You hear this, Sand Dollar? We asked the Plaza what the Sand Dollar brought in bar sales combined over all the days of your event last year. The number, roughly $8,000, for all the days combined is lower than our average Monday and not an amount we could consider closing the doors for several days and over a weekend as well to accommodate, as it would have cost us to suffer a large loss of sales, despite what you may have think. Now, first of all, and Moody pointed this out to me, I wasn't even thinking about it. What I was thinking about was the $8,000 figure. I was laughing my ass off because, number one, to think, first of all, she says all the days of your event, several days of your event. Our event was 2 days last year. It was a Friday and Saturday. Okay, so that's all the days of the event. And to think that we only brought in $2,000 of bar sales over those 2 days is insane. I happen to know the number was well over 2 times that for bar sales. Go ask the sorcerer himself. He bought everybody shots. It was like over $2,000. So I know that ain't true. Number two, are you forgetting about hotel rooms and gambling and food and what I paid staff of the Sand Dollar and the Plaza? Security people, sound people, bar people, venue people, catering for the VIP party. I personally paid over 3 times that $8,000 figure. And again, this doesn't include what you guys paid to gamble or to stay at the hotel or whatever the fuck else you bought in that casino. So, I don't know where she's even getting this $8,000 figure. She goes, I know you think you made the hotel a lot of money, but it was really $8,000. It wasn't. It wasn't. Second of all, is this how you do business? You go find out somebody's numbers from the plaza and then you take that figure and make it public? Now, again, no one who was at that event last year thinks that $8,000 is what was spent. Like, that's just, you're absolutely dreaming. I think Jason Bentley alone spent more than that at the bar. But you just take private numbers from meetings with the plaza and make them public? Cool. Cool. Is this a component of you not being hurt, or this is insane? This is insane. She really thinks we made the bar $8,000. It's nuts. Whew. I am a sole independent business owner. Hogs and Heifers opened in New York in 1990. You don't spend this much time writing about your history in business, the numbers you normally do. Give us a break. It's our slow season. Do you do this if you're not hurt? Do you take the time to inform me about your business history if you're not hurt? This is nuts. I am a sole independent business owner. Hogs and Heifers opened in New York City in 1992, and I opened the Vegas location in 2005 at the invite of the city of Las Vegas, who recognized my brand as a world-famous small business that was both local and tourist-driven. So she had a successful bar in New York City in 1992. And then the city of Las Vegas hit her up. The city of Las Vegas got in touch with her and said, please bring your bar to Vegas. You have a world famous brand. World famous. Please bring your bar to Vegas. Please. In Las Vegas, we see an average of 200,000 people through our doors annually, and our merchandise line has been expanded considerably over the years due to customer demand. Clearly, we would not dedicate so much space to the merch store otherwise. So here she is now defending why they walled off the room and made it a merch store in their bar. We have a world famous brand. Isn't this what I told you? Nothing I said is disputing any of this. I said that they had a giant following and a big brand, and they cut off half the room to make a merch store. This is what I said. You clearly were unaware that the windows that face the Plaza Casino have always been there. We just removed the curtains that covered them. Yeah, are you okay? Fuck. How desperate for wins are we? You didn't even know that there are already windows there. Ha ha. Fuck. Well, I guess I've been put in my place. Well, boy, do I look stupid. The windows were there all along? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck. Guys, we didn't even know about the windows. What the fuck?
Is this Hogs and Heifers like a Coyote Ugly for fat people?
Here at Hogs and Heifers, during hunting season, we get 150 to 300 regular customers a day, but 60,000 unique customers a month.
You didn't even know that the windows were there. Fuck. Diablo Sandwich, Corey's Hackamania protest, sponsored by Hogs and Heifers. Yes.
This is a whole new level of bar fighting, Patrick.
It's insane.
Papa Patty, a bunch of Subarus just pulled up outside the house. I think it's those hog girls coming to give us what for.
I'd like to personally take a moment and clear all this up with the hogs and heifers that work there. Whichever you identify as, I apologize wholeheartedly to these wet brain business know-nothings. My name is Patrick Melton, and I approve this message.
I'm not saying that. Come on, Steph Renee. She went from a warehouse to a shoebox. Come on. Can we just be nice to people?
No slow days, just slow wives.
Enough.
Offensive refers to something that causes displeasure, anger, or hurt feelings, often due to being rude or insulting. Oh, and it is like Coyote Ugly. Minus the coyote. No hats for Patrick.
Terry Nee, her husband died. She acquired it. Shut up. I need you to be wrong on this. I need you to be wrong on this, because if that's true, boy, does this come across as even more pathetic. If you're saying her husband built that bar in New York City and then died and she took it over, I'm going to scream. I'm going to, come on. I don't believe it. I think women can do anything.